like the right spot, I think.
This is it? I mean, never say no to free things, I guess.
A barn find is something shrouded in mystery. And some people don't really know if it really happens. Barn finds could lead you from something as cool as a 1996 Land Rover to something as lame as a Porsche 911 GT3 RS from 2019. Barn finds are popular in pop culture. You know, you got video games, you got movies, you got TV shows, and it's always the same premise. They find an abandoned barn, they go inside of it, and there's a cool car underneath some type of tarp, and the owner just keeps it. Well, that's sort of what happened here, I guess. Rudi Klein's collection was passed down from generation to generation, and now it's being auctioned off. And I cannot blame them. They got some serious money on their hands. I'm gonna give you guys a little list about some of my favorite cars from this collection, and I hope you guys like it. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you guys the total value of this collection of everything that's being auctioned. So make sure to stick to the end, and y'all gonna know how rich this homie is if he was still alive. Rudi Klein was an American car collector. And don't worry if you've never heard about him, because to be honest, until a couple days ago, I had no idea who he was either. But what I do know is that he had a magnificent taste for cars. I really just can't describe the amount of passion in the beautiful cars that he had. Like, I'm not even kidding. In this video, you guys are gonna see millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of cars, most of which have been kept away for, I don't even know, like 60 years now. So let's get rolling to the video. I'm gonna tell you guys a little about Rudi Klein, and then we're gonna talk about all these crazy cars that are going for sale. I think the lot is open right now. Anyways, let's get it going. If some of the information is kind of dodgy, I apologize. If it's not dodgy, then leave a thumbs up, like, subscribe, everything. Sorry, I'm a YouTuber, I have to say that. So Rudi Klein, he was a renowned figure in the world of automobile collecting. Since 1967, he always looked out for the nicest cars, the coolest cars, the most unique cars. And I know I'm saying cars a lot. There were motorcycles too. So y'all don't leave if you just like motorcycles. If you like motorcycles, you can still say. But yeah, for the longest time, this car collection was almost like a cryptid or something. People told stories about it. People weren't sure if it was real until recently when it was uncovered and we saw all these cars. There are literally hundreds of vehicles, parts, anything, doors going for sale. So I'm gonna kind of sort together like the best things that I think, the ones that are catching my eye. You know, just how Rudi Klein had an eye for cars, I got an eye for pictures of cars, because I have a camera. And so these cars are ranging from millions of dollars to a couple grand. One more thing, whoever this photographer is, this homie needs a raise. I've never seen somebody take pictures of barn finds and junkyards this good before. So this homie, get this man a raise, get him to the press, bro. This guy needs it all. All right, I'm gonna start telling you guys some of the iconic cars that I'm seeing here. Right off the bat, we have the 1956 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. And this is the one with the alloy gull wings. And I'm gonna be straight up, this car is beautiful. I'm a Porsche guy, I love Porsches. And I hope I do not get ridiculed for this. But this car, there are very few Porsches, in my opinion, that are nicer than this car. This car is beautiful. Coming up next with the second most valuable car, so we have the 1935 Mercedes-Benz 500K. And it has like some weird name. Let me look at the Caracoela. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like some pasta or something. Like I just said, I'm a Porsche guy. So y'all gotta check out this 1959 Porsche 356. This is honestly one of the better condition ones that are there, because a lot of these are kind of like missing a headlight, missing a door, flat tire. But this one, I don't know too much about the mechanical condition of it, but it looks like it can still drive. So you gotta give some points for that. Not like this 1963 Porsche 356. This one does not look like it can drive at all. It looks like it has like flat tires everywhere, and it looks like the body's so rusted that if you were to try to push it to a trailer or something, your hand's just gonna sink straight through. Just boom. And next up, we have this absolutely mint 1967 Ferrari 330 GTC. Honestly, I've never seen a car cleaner than this. The bodywork is extraordinary. I bet you the engine revs right up, revs straight to 8,000 RPM with no trouble. You know, it's kind of funny, I'm clowning on these cars, but this crumpled up piece of metal is literally worth like 4 of what I drive right now, so that's an expensive hunk of metal. So if y'all thought that last Ferrari was just mint, wait until you see this one. This one is beautiful. I'm not even joking this time. This one's actually beautiful. This is a 1966 Ferrari 275 GT, and this body is marvelous. Just look at how clean it is. So I'm not trying to run away with this video with just cars either. He did have a couple motorcycles for sale. I don't know if there were more like in the actual find, but there's 3 listed for sale for the auction. And I'm gonna show you guys a couple of them. They are pretty cool. One of them is the 1956 Indian Fire Arrow. That name alone deserves some type of reward. When can you buy a car called the Fire Arrow? I mean, I guess the closest thing is a Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. So the Indian Fire Arrow, I didn't know the brand Indian existed. I'm not a motorcycle guy, I'm very sorry. So the homie has the Indian Fire Arrow. You know, this one looks kind of like a standard bike, little cruiser or something like that. This one's pretty cool. I would rock that. And I think this bike is way cooler. And this one's more of like the newer ones on his list. It's a 1986 BMW K100, the K100 RT to be exact. And this one is, it's pretty beautiful. It really gives you that 80s vibe. You know, I was gonna say it kind of gave you the 80s trying to go digital vibe. You know, the angular body work. I feel like that's when cars started getting more angular. I feel like cars went from pointiness to rounder to round boxes to boxes, which is where we are now, and then to kind of pointy boxes again. And then the pointy boxes kind of flattened their curves and it became like what we got now. But then, see, I feel like in the mid 2000s, cars got pretty round. But then now I feel like they're getting kind of sharp again. They're like round and sharp at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. I'm no car design genius. But yeah, that's my yapping about the car design. A couple of cool cars is this 1983 Audi Quattro. You know, this is a rally legend. You know this car if you are into rally. That's how I knew it. And so far the auction for it looks pretty cheap. I'm not gonna lie. It's $3,000 to $6,000. That's the estimate. I'm fairly certain that it's not gonna be running. You don't know how long this car's been sitting for. There's no way that is running. But yeah, if you want a cool project car, then head over to Los Angeles. That's where this auction's happening. You know, I just realized I'm basically just free advertising for this auction right now. Here's a couple other cars that I never heard about. I never heard of the 1956 Facel Vega V FV2 Cabriolet conversion. I've never even heard of that car brand. I don't know if it's Italian. It sounds Italian, but personally, I've never heard of that. So somebody tell me in the comments. I don't know what that is. We got a couple more demolished cars. You know, I just realized something. A lot of the cars that Rudi has that are absolutely thrashed are all Ferraris. So I don't know if he likes cutting up Ferraris and putting them onto other things, but like 4 of the Ferraris I saw have just been like shells that have been crumpled by Mr. Incredible or something. I'm looking at one right now where literally the roof is like squished into the body. It's a 1969 Ferrari 365 GT 2+2. What happened to this car? I want to know what happened to this car. And then right above that orange Ferrari shell that we saw, there's another Ferrari which is on wheels, bro. Even like the little trolley it's on looks super old. That's how you know this Barnfind Junkyard, whatever you want to call it, is super old. Just look at what the car is resting on. I know I kept saying that some of the cars are kind of mint as like a joke, but there are actually some really well kept cars here, some of which I have never ever seen, and I am not afraid to admit that. One very clean car is a 1957 BMW 503. This one, it looks beautiful. Once again, I don't know if these run and drive, but if a car on the list that I have said so far did run and drive, it would be this BMW. And the next car that's pretty mint is this car that's straight out of the Jetsons. How does one even say this car's name? What is this? The 1971 NSU Row 80 2 Porte +2. The car made me sneeze. That's how hard it was to say. I don't know what this is, but it looks amazing and I want one right now. It's like a cool version of the Back to the Future car. What is that car called? Oh my god, I forgot what that car. That was literally in my video 2 videos ago. The DeLorean DMC. I'm a genius. Another sick car here is the 1978 Asen Mar Vantage V8. Once again, I don't really know too much about classic cars. I'm more of a newer car guy. Not newer. I'm talking like last 20-30 years. So I don't know cars made 50 years ago. But this 1978 Asen Mar Vantage V8, I could just tell. I know it's seen better days, but I could just tell that this car was beautiful. Here's like a brand new one. I'm gonna show you guys. This is what it would look like up to date, up to spec. And man, that is a beautiful car. And I couldn't make a list without talking about 3 of the amazing cars he has here. 3 of which are all Lamborghinis. And I've never known how to pronounce this. Mura.
You are looking at Julian's pronunciation guide. Pronunciation.
All right, we figured out how to say it. Lamborghini Mura. From a real Italian. So y'all can't say I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'll probably just pronounce it wrong. But anyways, he had 3 Lamborghini Mutas. Yo, I know that sounded so bad. I had to say it slower. He had 3 Lamborghini Mutas. And some of these are not that bad looking when it comes to the shape that the car is in. I think the greenish one and the orange one are probably the ones that are best in shape. The blue one has definitely seen some better days. They took this homie's eyes and his forehead off. And although the other 2 look better and they're probably in better condition, the one that's most beat up is actually the S version, so that's probably going to be a little bit more expensive. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. This auction is taking place on the 26th of October at 10 a.m. So if you guys actually want some of these cars, make sure to tune in then. Drive safe, collect your cars, and make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.